amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remember blessed. Whenever you look my video, whenever you watch my video, share the video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Share it in your WhatsApp group so that people can get information on what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria, mainly against the Biafrans, against the Duduas, against the indigenous people in the contraption called Nigeria. I try as much as possible to set the record straight. I don't preach hate speech. I don't speak against people. I set the record straight. The only important thing I do here is to make sure that the plight of the people remains on the front burner and the world will know the true story of what is going on in the contraption called Nigeria. Remember, they will always change the narrative. The government will always try as much as possible to use the conventional media to change the narrative, but that I will not allow. In this platform, we'll set the record straight and we'll say it the way it is. Not preaching hate speech, not by talking down to anybody, but setting the record straight and bringing the information to the front burner and letting the world know the exact situation of things. Each time you watch my video, you can equally go to the comment section, put down your comment, say it the way you feel it. It's so welcome. You can criticize if you so desire, but do it constructively so that we can be able to learn from one another. That is why I'm here. And now, I'm going to share with you a very important video. I hope after watching the video from the beginning to the end, you're going to enjoy the video and you continue to stick around and be able to enjoy the rest videos that are going to be coming your way from time to time. Thank you so much for coming. Today, the video I'm going to share with you is a very important video.
On Jericho, I have come this evening to address the criminals in the US. And I will tell Biafrans that at the end of the day, if what they have done on Radio Biafra were blackmail and lies, of course, you know what it means. You know how to treat them. We will not forgive and we will never forget those in the DOS who have betrayed the struggle, and they are betraying and sowing seed of discord, disunity, destroying every structure of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including attacking those who did not attack us. The one, some of them have been telling me, what did you hear Simon Ekpa exposing Asare? Did you hear Simon Ekpa attacking Asare? Did you see this? Did you see that? And I want to ask them a question. Why would they go and make agreement with Asare Dukubo? When Asare Dukubo came and they say every IPOB must be killed, they are waiting for Simon Ekpa to address it. But it was not Simon Ekpa who went and connived with Asare Dukubo, and after that to stop the sit at home and order civil disobedience in Biafra land, which was Ricky. It was not me. I don't have contact to Asare Dukubo. I don't have any business with Asare Dukubo. It was the DOS Chike, Dosiem, Tina Sanworu and Co. that connived with Wazirike, Asare Dukubo. And they had a meeting. Asare said it on that video. So why some of you are not addressing the issue of the fact that Asare mentioned that they had a meeting in that video? And because they have come to understand that DOS cannot control Biafra people, that they are all criminals like them, and that is why Asare Dukubo is raging. So why are you waiting for me to address Asare Dukubo that we're in agreement, complete and total agreement with the DOS? It was only when Asare come to understand, and of course Wazirike come to understand that it's autopilot, and the autopilot has taken over the movement for Biafra restoration. And we are not the kind of people you are going to say you want to discuss political solution with. So it was after that they understand that Chike, Dosem, and the criminals in DOS have become irrelevant in the Biafra struggle. And now they begin to attack each other on social media. Why are you waiting for me to go and address such? I will address it, by the way, in due time. And what I'm going to address in the video is to expose where Asare said they had meeting with the DOS. They had meeting with the DOS. So some of you did not hear that. You did not hear that, right? You are going to hear it when I address that video, because you have caught my attention on the video and I will be addressing the video. But that is not what I've come to do this evening. What I've come to do this evening will unannounced, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for the broadcast and we are coming this late. What I have come to do this evening is to show you the article that was accredited to Jericho and what the criminals in the DOS and their partners are sharing all over social media and different platforms. Some of you may have seen the unspeakable article they wrote in the name of Jericho. And Chike Doziem knows what it was doing on Radio Biafra. But before then, let me play the voice of Chika Edoziem so that you will understand what I am talking about. Our own is we dey play in the show. We don't just come to do accusation and accuse somebody without proof.
Do not keep such official communications to yourself or hoard them. Print out some copies and distribute to family members, except you are expressly instructed in your unit and zones. Before I close this broadcast, I came across an article circulating on the internet.
Before I close this broadcast, I came across article circulating on the internet. This is somebody who tell you he's head of the Directorate of State. He came across article circulating on the internet. What he will not tell you is the source of that article circulating in the internet. Because if Jericho said anything like that, he know where to get it. He know he don't need to. You will see it on all the Nigeria's media. I want you to listen to Chika Edoziem, the criminal.
Attributed to the former Chief of Army Staff, General Jericho. I do not want to believe. I do not want to believe that the garbage contained in that article emanated from the former Army Chief.
Now, he don't want to believe that the garbage contained in that article emanated from Jericho. He don't want to believe. But he was already announcing a blackmailing Jericho on Radio Biafra. It was a contracted political blackmail. Chike Doziem and the entire DOS have entered a different, a different phase of their politics in Nigeria. Evil politics. Now the politicians will tell them, go and blackmail Jericho. They will write article, concord the article with some of them in London, some of the political party and opposition in London. They will concord, maybe Jericho have ambition, who knows? Now they will gather and concord some kind of article, blackmailing, and the thing they are actually sharing on social media is the opinion and the idea of the DOS. That in the road, in the name of Jericho, is coming from the DOS themselves. They are telling you that Jericho said the despicable thing against IPOB. Meanwhile, that article emanated from the DOS, the people in the DOS who have soiled their hand in the political evil and criminality in Nigeria. So they described IPOB and put Jericho's name there. And of course, you could be wondering, why isn't Chike Edoziem, why didn't he mention Ohanes Ndigbo, who said something that is actually very worrisome about the youth in Igbo land wanting presidency? He didn't address that. Rather, the political blackmailing, and they have contracted them. What they are doing now is that they tell them to begin to blackmail some Iroko trees in Biafra land against whoever knows. 2023, maybe against whatever only them know. Chike Edoziem coming to Radio Biafra to begin to blackmail and once from any newspaper, not Punch, not Sun. He did not read it from any of these sources. He read it, they sent it to him through the WhatsApp. Because they forwarded it to me through the WhatsApp too. And immediately I finished the State of the Nation broadcast. Somebody, they told me, oh, do you see what you are defending? You are defending Ihe Jericho. This is what he said. You are defending him. This is what he said. I said, I have a spirit that guides me. I have a spirit that guides me. Show me where Ihe Jericho, the sources, because I know how to verify my own information. Show me the sources of Ihe Jericho, saying all those things or writing all those things. Because they say Ihe Jericho wrote, not like Ihe Jericho said. They say article written by Ihe Jericho. I don't want to bring it to the public here because I can't promote that. I can't promote the propaganda of the Nigerian politician that contracted TUS to tarnish the image of Ihe Jericho until I see a verification that he said it. I will be the one to come back here and address it. But let me tell you, for the fact that for the past days that they have shared that propaganda and blackmail against Ihe Jericho, you have not seen it in any of these new media, mainstream media in Nigeria. It was all propaganda from the political opposition. And we must all condemn that. I said before the end of February, DOS will go into oblivion. You are not going to hear about them again. Mark my word. Before the end of February, these DOS, these people you see, these criminals, we are going to punch them into a helpless corner and you are not going to see them or hear them again. It's not from us. Now, I want to continue to play the voice and the audio of Chike Doziem for you to understand what I'm talking about.
But having said that, I can assure General that IPOB is watching. We are watching. And if it turns out, after our due intelligence gathering, if it is confirmed that he is the purveyor of the nonsense that article contained, then let him know that he has thrown the first salvo, and IPOB, of course, will respond aptly and at the time we are going to choose.
Did you hear that? Threatening Ihe Jericho that if actually that he was the one who said it after the investigation, you have not finished investigation. You have not, because there is nothing to investigate. The article actually come from Chike Doziem DOS. They wrote it. So if you have not investigated and you have intelligence, your intelligence gathering already showed you that Ihe Jericho wrote article. But you did not investigate to know whether Ihe Jericho said it. You already on Radio Biafra announcing his name, blackmailing him, so that the Biafra people will see him as the devil of the 2022. A man that you have not even verified what you are coming to announce on Radio Biafra. Onugana Kogoko, because it was the order given to you by the Fulanis. The Fulani have not forgiven Ihe Jericho for his role in the war against Boko Haram, against terrorists in Nigeria. So they are going to be using Ohaneze. They are going to be using the people that have contracted the DOS and Chike Doziem and Sinas Anworu to continue to unleash attack, including blackmailing Ihe Jericho in his own motherland in Biafra. And we are not going to accept that. So you've just listened to him. The question you should be asking yourself here, why did Chike Doziem come to Radio Biafra to start announcing and blackmailing a man? Because he allegedly said something and wrote something against IPOB that he himself have not verified. I want to play it again for the second time for people to understand.
In your unit and zones, or circulating on the internet, attributed to the former Chief of Army Staff, General Jericho. I do not want to believe that the garbage contained in that article emanated from the former Army Chief. But having said that, I can assure General Jericho that IPOB is watching. We are watching. And if it turns out, after our due intelligence gathering, if it is confirmed that he is the purveyor of the nonsense that article contained, then let him know that he has thrown the first salvo, and IPOB, of course, will respond aptly and at the time of our own choosing.
Right? They are going to attack Jericho at their own choosing time. Let me make it very clear, the attack that Chike Dosiamu and China Sanworu is going to attack Jericho has nothing to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It has nothing to do with IPOB. It has nothing to do with genuine IPOB, autopiloted IPOB. So any day Jericho is attacked in Biafra land, go Chike Dosiamu and the entire people in the DOS responsible for the attack against Jericho. Now I am going to show you now what Jericho said. What Jericho said just this January. The reason I am going to show what Jericho wrote was because the time when after I made a broadcast, a State of the Nation broadcast, they started sending very, very despicable, very, very stupid article. And they say Jericho wrote it. I look at it. I don't want to read the article. And then the next thing is that, I was compelled to read it. I couldn't finish reading this article. And I know Jericho cannot write such thing. At least, maybe he has gone mad. If anything like that, it can come from him. But when I started making my investigation, I found out that if actually, I don't want to show that article here, but some of you who have come across it, you know it. I don't want to promote nonsense. If Jericho said such thing, the entire Nigeria media will carry it, because that is what they are looking for. But you didn't see it anywhere. You didn't see it in any channel. You didn't see it in Vanguard. You didn't see it nowhere. Only the IPOB, the criminals in IPOB, were sharing it among themselves, because that is what the DOS and their Umuchuku writers contracted with the government to do, to tarnish the image of Jericho. Because Jericho fought Boko Haram, they are now using our own platform to blackmail our own person, irrespective of the fact that Jericho is not supporting Biafra. Everybody must not support Biafra. But he has not come against Biafra. I want you to listen to this. Here is what the latest Vanguard report on the 12th of January 2022 wrote Jericho, what Jericho said. I want to read it. And then after reading it, I want those people that send those things to me to also forward this video forward this video to those people that were forwarding those nonsense to my WhatsApp, what they claim the Jericho wrote. I told you when I finish with you, you will know that I am the last person you will toil in IPOB and the Biafra struggle. You will be leaving this struggle and this movement very soon, and we are going to enter new dimension, and Biafra will come, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. I want you to read with me how Boko Haram, how we stem Boko Haram crushed kidnapping in Abia, Jericho. I want us to read. Former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Azubike Jericho has given insight how the Nigerian Army under his watch stemmed the tide of Boko Haram terrorists and crushed the notorious kidnap kingpin Osisi Kanwa terrorizing Abia State at that time. The former army chief, who stated this at a media chat in his Ovin Isukwato country home, declared that the Nigerian armed forces had made huge sacrifices towards safeguarding the country and is still willing to live up to their calling. He said that a lot has been achieved by the Nigerian armed forces, adding that with adequate empowerment and motivation, no task will be too difficult with the personnel. On how to quell the growing insecurity in the part of the country, the former Chief of Army Staff said he had severally volunteered his opinion to the relevant authorities at different fora, but advised government to provide security agents with the necessary incentives. Of course, they will not listen to him because they know how he dealt with Boko Haram during the time he was the Chief of Army Staff, even when they wanted to drag him to ICC. I left office at a time Boko Haram was stepping up, but we did our best to stem the tide. I have participated in several conferences of the Chief of Army Staff and others, and I have rendered my advice on what to be done. He continued, recalling how the army under his watch crushed the notorious Osisi Kanwa and his gang holding Abia to ransom between 2009 and 2010. General Jericho said that all the armed forces needed to quell the insurgency in part of the country were adequate motivation and equipment. Okwa West people had virtually gone on exile. Okwa East had a semblance of life. At a point, banks were using helicopter to ferry money in Aba until bad boys had the gut to shoot at it. Then bank deserted Aba. He continued, the same military under my command that brought back sanity is still the same military, and it is capable. He expressed concern over the incident of insecurity, especially abduction for ransom around Isukwato axis, but noted that the external perpetrators have some internal collaborators. Did you hear him say the external perpetrators have some internal collaborators? Did you see that? Jericho pointed out here that external meaning that the people perpetrating this heinous crime are not indigenous people to our people. They are not from there. So they are external. But of course, they needed some internal collaborators. Internal collaborators also could be those Fulanis who have been living in our land and were born in our land. And those of them you see in Imo State speaking Igbo better than Owerri people. These are the people you can also call the internal collaborators. Now, Jericho continued on the agitation for self-determination by members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. General Jericho sued for peace and dialogue while supporting the clamor for political solution concerning the detained IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that Jericho supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as well? And the people that are sending them on Radio Biafra to come to Radio Biafra to blackmail our own. And immediately some people tell me, oh, why are you defending Jericho? Why are you defending Jericho? I ask them again, show me where Jericho, in fact, because of what I am doing now, I think I will be compelled to share that particular, to share some of the wording in that article. Although I don't want to share it because I can't believe it. That was why Chike Doziem came, because they have noticed that on the 12th of January, Jericho spoke on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he even supported the political solution, suing for peace. Where did he go wrong? But let me tell you, this is not the article Chike Doziem was referring to. The one Chike Doziem was referring to is the one I don't want to show here. Because you don't want to see that. And of course, those who have shared it on their different platforms, including their WhatsApp group and all that, show you. Shame to all of you for sharing those things, trying to blackmail Jericho and just putting confusion and blackmailing people that did nothing to us. Jericho continued. The world recognized peaceful agitation. I sue for peaceful agitation at all time. It will make people to listen to you, but once you go violent, you lose the sympathy or you have. Of course. What do you expect him to say? He is a military man who served up to the rank of the Chief of Army Staff in Nigeria. You don't expect him to come and tell you something else. It is us. He has benefited from Nigeria, but he is not going out of the line. He continued again. Government remain a father of all. What we want is peace and progress, and whatever that will guarantee this should not be disregarded. Whatever that should guarantee this peace should not be disregarded. What is Jericho telling you here? Jericho telling you, even if Biafra is the thing that will guarantee the peace, we should not disregard Biafra. If separating from Nigeria will guarantee peace, we should not disregard Biafra. That is what he means here. He said that peace, anything that will guarantee the peace, should not be disregarded. And when he said anything that should guarantee the peace, including Biafra. Now he continued, responding to a question on the proposed ban on cows by IPOB, slotted to take effect from April in the southeast and south-south. Jericho advocated engagement of self-determination agitators. Did you hear that? He is advocating for the engagement of criminal Chika Edosiem, who came to Radio Biafra and talked about agriculture just a few weeks ago. On the 1st of January, Chika criminal Edosiem, that is now working with the Nigerian government, came to Radio Biafra and talked about agriculture because I exposed their 200,000 euro agricultural fraud within Nenayanya, with a view to addressing the root cause of their agitation. Jericho was supporting us. The autopilot, of course, he can't support criminals in the US. He's supporting the autopilot. Before banning, what measures have you put in place to ensure people don't die of question? Leaders must tackle all these intractable problems that make people ban this and ban that. You see, he is calling on leaders to tackle the reason why we are banning this and banning that. He is calling the leader in Nigeria to tackle the issue that make us to bring sit at home. He is calling the leaders in Nigeria to tackle the issue that made us to going to embark on economic sanction. He is calling on Nigeria leaders to tackle the issue that is making us to go to the level 3, which is making sure there will be no oil exploration in Biafra land. That is the step 3 we are going to go. Once we finish the step 2, we go to the step 3 of the oil exploration in Biafra land. We are going to ban it. And it is going to happen in your own eyes. Jericho is calling for that. Why would Chike Dozemu and their criminals in DOS go to Radio Biafra to call his name? Now, this continues. General Jericho, who is into farming, advocated massive engagement of youth in mechanized farming for peace and economic survival. The former general, who said passion and interest drove him into farming, appealed to Abia youth to embrace mechanized farming. Jericho, who conducted newsmen around his poultry farm, goat farm, and the greenhouse where pepper is grown, promised to provide free yam seed to Abia youth willing to embrace farming in addition to undertaking the cost of farm clearing. You can imagine Jericho offering youth in Abia State, and they come to Radio Biafra to condemn him. Hi! If not that I am not a type that lay curses on people, I would have laid a curse on Chika Doziem, and that curse will take effect immediately. But I'm not the type that bring Osoji. I'm not the type that bring Osoji. The curse is already, as I'm speaking, curse follows. When I speak and do exposition, curse come with it, because you will never remain the same. Just like as you see them going down now, every blessed day since I started to expose their criminality in the movement, they are going down every day, and they will continue to go down until you see them no more. Believe me, they are going to go down, and I give them between now and the end of February, you will not hear them again. Believe me, I am very, very serious. DOS will be buried. It does not matter anywhere you go to do juju or charm. The God we serve is greater than any juju you can do in this life. Go and see. God will going to use me and many other like me to end your criminality in IPU. I said it, you thought I was joking. Yesterday is a proof and a beginning of a new dimension. Yesterday should prove to you that you are gone, and gone for good. And I believe that our gallant men of the Eastern Security Network will watch yesterday's fundraising, what we did for them. And this is just the beginning. We are going to make sure there is inflow of funds for the Eastern Security Network until we are satisfied and until our leader is out and until we restore Biafra. We are going to fund them like never before. Not the one that tomorrow they say money finish and all that. We will be making complete and steady fundraising for the Eastern Security Network. So you people in our gallant men on ground, if you are following DOS, you know that your days are numbered, because they are going to plan to kill you. If you are still listening to them, we will make sure that, not like before, when they give Chinasa money, you don't see it. ESN complaining of hunger. We don't have food to eat. We don't have granite. We don't have this. We don't have that. This time around, we are going to do everything possible to make sure you are well cared for, welfare. Your granite will be available to protect our forest and our land, our women and our children. We will try our best, and of course, yesterday have opened the door because a lot of people have come to understand, that the autopilot is on the right track. Now, I told you that I am going to show you now the article that Chike Doziem was referring to. Now, I ask you people, those of you that are, that were sending me a message yesterday, and I was told that they use Ima Powerful to circulate that treacherous and devilish article against Jericho. Ima Powerful. Chike Doziem came to Radio Biafra. I want to ask you people, from what you just see from Vanguard, because what I showed you now is from the Vanguard News. Did you see any bad? Did you read anything bad from General Jericho? The answer is no. Let me tell you, the reason why God will continue to bless autopilot is that we stand on the truth, irrespective of who you are. We don't know Jericho. We don't know who he is. I don't have contact to Jericho, but it called my attention for them to single out Jericho on Radio Biafra and blackmail him. Something is fishy. And there is need for us, the autopilot, to address it, because we are the people that Biafra people listen to. And I hope that somebody can send this to Jericho to understand that he should not worry about the criminals that are threatening him on Radio Biafra. Should anything happen to him, we are going to make sure, so long as he have not come against Biafra restoration and against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if anything happened to him in Biafra land going forward, we know who to hold responsible. And we will never spell any of them. Tell Jericho that the Biafra autopiloted under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is telling him not to shake. But let him not go against the Biafra struggle. Let him not go against the Biafra struggle. I don't need to advise him, because from what I have just read here, you know exactly that he cannot go against his people. And let me also tell you, before I came to debunk Chike Doziem, I didn't read, I didn't research, I didn't know anything, but I know Jericho can never be against Biafra people. He can never be against the Igbo. He can never be against the John. He can never be against his own region. Never. Because I read about him. I followed him somehow when Jonathan was in power. So I know, so I am somebody that, it is inborn in me. I will look at people, I will follow people, I will tell you who they are. So before I begin to research on the latest article of Jericho, and I find out that on the 12th of January 2022, Jericho made this particular statement I just read to you now. Now let me now show you what Chike Doziem and Ima Powerful are parading to blackmail Jericho. I don't do all such. I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to show you. Yes, the author of the story say he got it from Ima Powerful. That is what they do. Blackmailing people and blackmailing people. That is the only thing they do. The only thing they do is to blackmail people. On a more serious note, I do not want to read this, but I will bring it. I will bring it because what we do is we come with proof. We don't want to just show something and they say, hey, you see, they are making. I will just take a few shots to show you. I don't want to show because this is too bad. This is too bad. This is the propaganda they want to use to get Biafra. We can't get a country with lies and criminality. We can never get it. That's why we are going to chase all these people away for Biafra to come and for Mazi Nnamdi.
We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.